Last time, you saw how Kali used her powers to create a terrifying illusion, one that made the whole world believe that Eleven was gone forever, lost in another world. But that wasn't the truth. Far from Hawkins, far from society and everything that held her back, Elle was hiding deep within a dense, dark forest. She was alone. She was scared. But she was safe. And then, that night finally came. Years of pain, an unfinished search, and that desperate wait, it all came to an end, the moment our eyes met again. We found each other, all over again. But that was only the beginning of a new and much harder life. A full year had passed since that night. That morning, Elle was sitting outside the cabin, her knees pulled up against her chest, her eyes closed, as she quietly soaked in the warmth of the sunlight on her face. Her hair moved gently with the breeze. I stood at the doorway, just watching her. Elle. Come on, the food's getting cold.
Just a little longer.
You said the exact same thing yesterday.
Then I guess I'll say it again today.
In that moment, words just weren't enough. There was nothing around us but the stillness of the forest, the soft rustle of dry leaves drifting in the wind, the distant call of a lone bird somewhere far away. And yet, in that deep, beautiful silence, everything was being said. Everything we could never put into words.
Mike, do you ever get scared?
What kind of fear?
Of being here, like this, in this forest, hiding.
Yeah, Elle, I am scared. But when you're around, it doesn't feel so big anymore.
I'm ruining your life, Mike.
Or maybe you're building it. She didn't say a word. She just held my hand tighter. Those days, we had built ourselves a little routine. Waking up with the first light of the sun, walking to the distant waterfall to bring back cold water, and cooking together on that same old clay stove. During the day, Elle would look after the vegetables we had grown along the edge of the forest, and I would gather wood for the house. In the evenings, we'd sit together, and at night, we'd fall asleep on that one old, worn-out mat. That life was simple. It was hard, too, but it was ours. We thought it would go on like this forever. But one morning, everything changed. That morning, Elle didn't come outside for a long time. When I walked in, she was sitting on the mat. Her face had gone pale, and her hands, they were trembling slightly. Elle, what's wrong? Are you okay? Talk to me. What is it?
Mike, I think we're not going to be alone anymore.
In that instant, my feet stopped moving. My heart forgot to beat for just 1 second. And then, a wave of joy rushed through me unlike anything I had ever felt before. We were 2, and soon, we were going to be 3. Really?
Yeah.
I sat down beside her, took her hand in mine. We just looked at each other. Neither of us said a word. In that tiny little cabin, deep in that forest, in that one moment, it felt like every happiness in the world had come home to us. But alongside that joy, there was fear. Here, in this jungle, alone, no doctor, no hospital, no mother, no friend. Just me and my Elle. And now, one more who was still on their way. That night, I couldn't sleep. Elle had drifted off. I sat beside her, just watching her face. And there was only one thought running through my mind. Nothing is going to happen to her. Nothing. Whatever it takes, whatever I have to do. The next morning, I made a decision. I had to go into town. Elle needed medicine. She needed certain foods, things this empty forest couldn't give her. That first trip into town felt like walking into a war zone. One thought kept hammering in my head. Don't let anyone recognize you. Every step felt dangerous. Every corner hid a fear I couldn't name. I was slipping through an old back alley, medicines tucked close, keeping my head down. And then, my eyes caught something on the wall. It was my face. I stopped dead. My feet felt like they'd sunk into the ground. Looking at that poster, something inside me shattered. In 1 second, Mom came rushing back to me, her voice, broken and crying, echoing in my ears. Dustin, Will, all of them, still out there, desperately searching for me. For just a moment, I wanted to run to my mom, hold her and tell her I was okay. But if I went back, the scientists would find us. Elle would be dragged back into that hell. Everything she had survived through that one brutal year, it would all mean nothing. And now, Elle wasn't alone anymore. There was another tiny life growing inside her. With trembling hands, I pulled my cap down lower. I forced my eyes away from that poster, and I walked away, fast. Every step felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds, but my mind was made up. When I got back, Elle was standing right there at the door, just watching me, like she'd been holding her breath the whole time.
You took forever.
Just a little while.
What happened?
Nothing.
Mike, you can't lie to me.
I stopped for a moment, and then I just told her the truth. I saw my missing poster today. Mom must have put it up, or maybe Dustin.
Mike, you should have gone back.
No.
But your mom...
Elle, listen to me. My mom is looking for me because she loves me. And I'm here because I love you. Both things are true. But I can't leave behind what matters most to me.
I'm the reason you...
You're not the reason, Elle. You're my life. A single tear rolled down Elle's cheek. I pulled her close, held her against my chest. Night was falling over the forest, darkness stretching out all around us. But in that darkness, we were each other's light. Back then, my whole life revolved around one thing. Elle. Just Elle. I'd wake up in the morning and the first thing I'd do was look at her. I'd fall asleep at night with her face being the last thing I saw. And everything I did during the day, every single thing, came down to one thought. What does Elle need? What would make Elle happy? Will Elle get enough rest? Some people say love is what shows up in the good times. I say love is what holds on through the hard times. And those times were hard. Real hard. As the night grew deeper, Elle suddenly started feeling worse. The nausea kept coming in waves again and again, and all I could do was sit beside her, rub her back, and stay.
Mike, just go. I feel ashamed.
Ashamed of what?
You seeing me like this?
Elle, stop it. I'm not going anywhere.
But...
Quiet. Drink this water. She didn't say another word. She just quietly drank the water. I placed my hand on her forehead. She was burning up. I knew right then. I couldn't wait until morning. I had to go into town. Right now. As I turned to leave, Elle grabbed my shirt, held on tight.
Mike, don't go out this late, please.
You need medicine. I can't just sit here and watch you like this.
Just wait till morning.
I can't wait till morning, Elle. I'll be back soon. Fast.
Promise?
Promise. That night I went and came back in 2 hours each way. 4 hours total, running on no sleep. When I walked back in, Elle was awake. Her eyes had been fixed on that door the whole time. The moment she saw me, she slowly closed them, like she could finally breathe again. Those days were something else. On one side, the greatest fear I'd ever known. On the other, the greatest joy of my life. And somewhere in between those two, there we were, holding on to each other. One evening, Elle was sitting by the stove. The firelight was dancing across her face, making it glow. I walked over and quietly sat down beside her.
Mike, what are we going to name the baby?
Already?
Yeah, we should think about it, right?
If it's a boy?
You tell me.
Will.
Will Wheeler.
What?
Nothing. It's good. Mike, I'm scared.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what else fear is?
What?
Proof that something really matters to you. And this baby matters more than anything to both of us.
When you're around Mike, I feel like everything's going to be okay.
In that moment, I made a promise to myself. No matter what happens, I will not let this family fall apart. The months went by. Elle loved sitting out in the little clearing just outside the cabin. I'd sit beside her. Sometimes I'd massage her feet. Sometimes I'd just sit there, quiet. And that was enough.
Mike, leave it.
Quiet.
You're so stubborn.
You're just figuring that out now?
No, I already knew. Just reminding you.
That laugh of hers, out there in that forest, in that silence, I can still hear it today. When everything was hard, when every single day felt like a battle, even then, Elle would laugh. And that laugh, that was my greatest strength. One day I came back from town with supplies, exhausted, bags in both hands, and Elle was standing right there at the door.
Mike, you were gone forever today.
Yeah, the shop was closed. Had to find another one.
What's that?
Nothing.
Mike.
Here. There was this old shop in town. Found it there.
Mike, you're so good to me.
Just that?
The best in the whole world.
I pulled her into a hug. That tiny little quilt pressed between us. There in that forest, and then that night came. The one I had been dreading. The one I had been waiting for. Elle's pain started. My hands were shaking. I didn't know what to do. No doctor, no nurse. Just me.
Mike.
I'm here. I'm right here, Elle. Just hold on to my hand. Don't let go.
Mike, I'm scared.
Elle, you are the strongest girl in this world. You did what nobody else could ever do. You can do this too. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. That night was so long. Out there in that forest, in that dark little cabin, a single lamp burning. And then a sound came. So tiny, so fragile. The sound of a cry. I saw him for the first time, and everything just stopped. So small, so delicate, so beautiful. I couldn't hold back my tears. I lifted him into my arms. He was crying, and so was I. I looked over at Elle. She was exhausted, but on her face, there was a smile I had never seen before.
How is he?
He looks just like you. Elle's eyes filled with tears. I laid the baby down beside her. Elle looked at him, his tiny little hands, his tiny little fingers. She placed one finger next to his little fist, and he grabbed it. After that night, life changed again. We were no longer 2, we were 3. Will started growing, days changed, months changed. The first time Will tried to walk, he fell. Elle rushed to pick him up, but Will tried to get up on his own, wobbled, and then he got up and walked.
He's as stubborn as you.
Or as strong as you. Back then, when Will would play, his laughter would echo all through the forest. And in that laughter, our whole world lived. One day, Will was picking up a little leaf with his tiny hand and letting it go into the air, again and again. Elle was sitting nearby, just watching him. And then, Elle called out to me.
Mike,
What? I just stood there, staring. Elle couldn't breathe. Will's little hand was raised up in the air. 5, 6 leaves were floating, just hanging there. Will looked at both of us, and then he burst out laughing.
Mike, he has...
Yeah, he's just like you. Elle picked Will up and held him close against her chest. I just stood there, looking at both of them. And in that moment, there was only one thought in my mind. This family, this is my whole world, and I will protect it, no matter what it costs. That day I went back into town. Will needed something. Elle had told me to be back a little early. I was heading back with the supplies, moving quick, taking the path that cuts toward the forest. I turned down an alley, and I stopped. Right there in front of me, just a few steps away, Dustin. Those curly hair, that same face, those same eyes. He stopped too. We just looked at each other. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Dustin's eyes kept going wide, like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. My feet were glued to the ground. My heart just stopped.
Mike?